Billy, you look great.
I went from a young Jackie Gleason to an old Paul Newman.
The wonder of the new group of weight loss drugs like Ozempic is well known. Excess kilos vanish almost overnight.
Since the golden age of Hollywood, audiences have fallen in love with stars from every walk of life. But what have we witnessed over the last couple of years? It's reached a completely new level. Number 15 had security checking IDs at award shows because even they couldn't confirm who they were looking at. But wait till you hear what happened at number 1. When the truth came out, it didn't just shock the internet, it revealed how far this Hollywood transformation trend has actually gone. We're talking changes so dramatic that lifelong fans needed photo comparisons just to believe it. Before we start, I need your help with something. Subscribe to Union Stories right now, and here's why. My mom literally bet me I wouldn't reach 20,000 subscribers. She said, nobody cares about these deep dive stories anymore. Everyone just wants quick content. But I think real stories, told with honesty and respect, still matter. These aren't just transformations, they're human journeys with real struggles and real consequences. If you believe authentic storytelling deserves a platform, click subscribe and help me prove her wrong. Now let's continue.
Little known facts about our host, Drew Carey.
Starting at number 21, we've got Drew Carey. And here's why his story matters. He's been maintaining his transformation for over 15 years now. The longtime Price is Right host dropped 80 pounds way back in 2010, going from 262 to 182 pounds. But what makes this one fascinating isn't just the amount. It's that at 67 years old, he's still keeping it off. Drew went full no carb, like zero. Not low carb, not keto. Completely eliminated bread, pasta, starches, and sugar from his life. Then he added 45 minutes of cardio 6 days a week. His motivation? His doctor straight up told him he wasn't going to be around much longer if he didn't change. And that was enough to make him completely shift how he lived. Here's what fans might not know. Drew admitted he loved himself enough to want that change. That mindset shift from I should to I deserve better was the real game changer. Now at 67, he's still hosting, still moving, still thriving. For viewers who remember him from The Drew Carey Show looking completely different, seeing him now is proof that boring consistency actually works. No shortcuts, no trends, just discipline that lasts.
I found this thing that is so beautifully changed my noisy monkey chattering brain around food.
At number 20, Rosie O'Donnell surprised everyone with a transformation she barely talked about publicly. The daytime TV legend known from The Rosie O'Donnell Show reportedly started taking Mounjaro for diabetes management. Early last year, she dropped from an XL to a large and was fitting into button-fly jeans for the first time in years. What's wild is Rosie moved to Ireland, and the transformation really kicked in there. No personal chef like she had in LA. She started cooking her own healthier meals, cut sugar, increased her water intake, and the changes just kept coming. She posted on Instagram with hashtags about not recognizing herself in the mirror. Fans noticed her face looked more defined, her energy seemed higher, and honestly, she looked happier than she'd been in years. Rosie's been refreshingly honest about the emotional side too, dealing with what she called the surreal feeling of not recognizing your own reflection after decades of looking one way. For fans who loved her groundbreaking talk show in the 90s and 2000s, seeing her thriving in this new chapter is genuinely heartwarming. She's living proof that major life changes can happen at any age, in any place, on your own terms. Number 19 is honestly one of the most mysterious, Bridget Fonda, and the keyword here is private. The 90s movie star from Jackie Brown and single white female basically disappeared from Hollywood after a car accident. For over 20 years, fans had no idea what happened to her. Then in late 2025, she was spotted shopping in Beverly Hills looking dramatically different. Reports suggest she'd lost 75 to 80 pounds over the past few years. Here's the thing. Bridget hasn't done interviews, hasn't made statements, hasn't explained anything. She's just living her life quietly away from the spotlight. Functional nutritionists who analyzed the photos confirmed the transformation was significant and appeared healthy. Her face showed more definition, her movement seemed easier, and she looked genuinely comfortable. What makes this one special is there's zero drama attached. No Ozempic rumors, no surgery speculation, just a woman who left Hollywood, dealt with challenges privately, and emerged looking and apparently feeling better. For 40+ viewers who remember her as the cool 90s it girl, this is the ultimate where are they now moment. Sometimes the best transformations happen when nobody's watching.
How many pounds have you lost?
Oh my gosh, over the course, I was 197 pounds when I started The View. Back in 2007, I went down 151 pounds.
At number 17, we have Sherri Shepherd showing everyone how it's done without any shortcuts. The View co-host and sitcom star dropped 46 pounds, going from 197 to 151 pounds. And she did it the old-fashioned way. HIIT workouts, strength training, jumping rope, whole foods, and cutting out sugar. Sherri's been super vocal about her family history of diabetes being her main motivation. She didn't want to become another statistic, as she put it. What's refreshing is her honesty about the struggle. She openly admits there were days she didn't feel like working out, days she wanted to quit, but she kept reminding herself why she started. Her philosophy: it's not about punishing your body, it's about giving it what it needs to feel good. Sherri's also been real about this being a marathon, not a sprint. No quick fixes, no magic solutions, just consistent discipline over time. For View fans who've watched her for years, seeing her thrive at 58 is genuinely inspiring. She's proof that you don't need the latest Hollywood trend to transform. Sometimes boring discipline and showing up every single day is the actual answer. Number 16 is honestly a cautionary tale: Kevin James and what not to do. The King of Queens and Paul Blart star has always been open about his struggles, but for one movie role, Kevin went to an extreme that even he admits was dangerous. He lost 60 pounds. Then after filming ended, he gained 50 pounds back, then had to lose it again for reshoots. This yo-yo cycle is exactly what health professionals warn against. Kevin's been honest about it though. He told Joe Rogan he wouldn't recommend this approach to anyone. He knows it wasn't sustainable or healthy. The sitcom dad millions loved for being relatable has shown us the dark side of Hollywood pressure, the extreme measures actors sometimes take for roles, and how that cycle can really mess with your health long term. For fans who grew up watching King of Queens, Kevin's journey is a reminder that those extreme transformations you see on screen, there's usually a cost that nobody talks about.
So is that what a woman has to do in the world, is just lose weight?
At number 14, Rebel Wilson's story is all about the messy reality of keeping it off. The Pitch Perfect star famously lost 70 pounds during her year of health back in 2020, hit her goal weight of 165 pounds. Everyone celebrated. But then, and this is the part people don't talk about, she gained 30 pounds back during her stressful book tour promoting her memoir. Reports suggest she's now using weight loss medication to help maintain after achieving the initial change through diet and exercise. Rebel's been honest about having a bottomless appetite for sweets and how medication can help with that. What's real about this one is she's showing the actual cycle most people experience. Lose it, gain some back, fight to maintain. It's not a straight line. Rebel's also stayed strong on her body positivity message, even while navigating her own transformation. She's made it clear she doesn't want women obsessing over impossible standards. Girl number 13 sparked so much debate: Christina Aguilera and the transformation that raised eyebrows. The genie in a bottle pop icon showed up at her 45th birthday celebration looking dramatically slimmer. Reports suggest she'd lost 40 to 50 pounds. Christina's been adamant she did it through what she calls the rainbow diet: colorful whole foods, vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, strength training, walking. She explicitly denies using Ozempic, repeatedly telling media outlets, "It's honestly just me doing the hard work. No quick fixes, just dedication." Here's what made fans pause. The change was pretty significant and happened relatively quickly. Some observers noted facial changes that sparked speculation regardless of her denials. But Christina's also been fierce about not needing to explain herself. She's said repeatedly, no one deserves an explanation for personal decisions. For fans who remember her from the Mickey Mouse Club days, through her dirty era and beyond, seeing her at 44 looking like this is a full circle moment. Whether you believe the method or not, the transformation is undeniable.
And one of the things that's helped me drop the weight is not Majolica. Mounjaro.
Number 12 made headlines for pure honesty: Whoopi Goldberg and the transformation she refuses to hide. The View moderator and EGOT winner peaked at nearly 300 pounds while filming the movie Till. She saw herself on screen and literally thought, "Oh, that's a lot of me." According to the reports, Whoopi started Mounjaro for diabetes management and has been incredibly open about it. She's down significantly from that peak and looks noticeably different on The View. What sets Whoopi apart is her complete transparency. She's told viewers, "That's what I used." She frames it as a medical decision after steroids from a health crisis caused massive gain. The medication helped her get back to a healthier baseline. Whoopi's also been vocal about the stigma, telling audiences people need to stop judging everybody. For View fans who see her every weekday morning, her candor about the whole journey has been refreshing. She's showing that transparency beats secrecy every single time.
Shouldn't we all just be more accepting of whatever body you choose to be in? that should be your choice.
The irony at number 11 is actually kind of beautiful. Oprah Winfrey and the end of an era. The talk show legend who spent 30 years publicly battling, the woman who became the face of Weight Watchers, finally admitted she's using GLP-1 medication alongside diet and hiking. Oprah started weight loss medication in late 2023. She's been transparent about the food noise, finally quieting in her brain. She even stepped down from the Weight Watchers board to avoid conflicts of interest. That move alone signaled a huge shift, from diet culture to medical intervention. What's powerful about Oprah's story is the reframing. She's calling obesity a disease that requires pharmaceutical help plus lifestyle change, not a moral failing. She told media outlets she's absolutely done with judging from other people, and particularly myself. For the first time in decades, Oprah can pack a book tour without spiraling about her appearance. She's hiking 10 miles at a time at age 71.
And I've recently gone on Ozempic. Everybody said, oh, she did it with Ozempic. Oh, she did. But that's not true. You know, I've started doing that about a year ago for my diabetes.
Hold up, number 10 is genuinely inspiring. Kathy Bates proving age is actually just a number. The Oscar-winning actress dropped 100 pounds total. She did 80 pounds over 7 years through diet and exercise, then used medication for the final 20. Kathy's been fierce about defending that timeline. When media suggested she only used Ozempic, she shut it down fast. I want to lay that to rest. I lost about 80 pounds. The last 15 or 20 is always the hardest. Her motivation? Type 2 diabetes runs in her family. Kathy refused that fate. The transformation came at the perfect time. She landed the Matlock reboot at 77 years old. She said she couldn't have handled 12-hour filming days at her previous size. She told Variety, "It's helped me tremendously that I've lost 100 pounds. I don't have to sit down every moment." For fans who loved her in Misery and Titanic decades ago, seeing her thriving and working at 77 is proof that it's never too late. Her career got a second wind specifically because she prioritized health.
You look freaking fantastic. How do you feel?
Dude, I feel like I've lost as much weight as I look like I've lost. It's unreal. I feel incredible.
Okay, number 8 is honestly one of the most inspiring, Jelly Roll, and a transformation that's still happening right now. The country rap star started at 540 pounds. As of late 2025, he's down to around 300. That's over 200 pounds gone. Jelly's method? He laughs about how uncool it sounds. I'm eating a lot of protein and vegetables and walking. That's what I'm doing. But here's what made this transformation even more dramatic. He shaved off his iconic beard he'd worn for over a decade. When he posted the video, fans genuinely didn't recognize him. Jelly's motivation came from multiple heart scares. He told Joe Rogan, "I felt like I'd already cheated the game. I'd had multiple heart issues, and I was like, man, I should really try to figure this out." He's been incredibly honest about his difficult relationship with food his whole life. He told Fox News, "If you're really battling obesity, you gotta start at the dinner table, man." The guy completed his first 5K, started a Losers Run Club to help others, and is now targeting a half marathon. For fans who discovered him through Save Me and Son of a Sinner, watching Jelly transform his health while keeping his raw authenticity is genuinely powerful. He's proof that true strength comes from being vulnerable enough to change, and we're just getting to the ones that really shocked people. Trust me, these next ones get even more dramatic.
Billy, you look great.
I went from a young Jackie Gleason to an old Paul Newman.
Number 7, Billy Gardell, and the pain behind the armor. The Mike and Molly star weighed 370 pounds at his peak. He underwent gastric bypass surgery and has lost 170 pounds total, maintaining around 210 pounds now. Billy's story goes way deeper than just numbers, though. He revealed dealing with tough experiences from his childhood, using weight as safety armor to cope. He told People magazine, "I was medicating my emotions and my fears with food, and I was also celebrating my victories with food." The turning point came during the pandemic when he realized he had every high-risk condition. He looked at his wife and son and knew something had to change. What's powerful is Billy's honesty about surgery not being the answer, just the beginning. He tells anyone considering it, 1 in 4 people regain the weight. You have to commit to life after surgery. He's now diabetes-free. His resting heart rate dropped from 113 to 68, and he's got energy to actually live. Billy jokes he went from young Jackie Gleason to old Paul Newman. But for Mike and Molly fans, seeing him transformed and thriving is genuinely beautiful. He saved his own life.
But it's something that aids in helping break down the sugar.
Number 6 sparked endless debate. Kelly Clarkson and the prescription she finally admitted to. The original American Idol winner dropped over 60 pounds following her move to New York City. Initially, she credited walking everywhere and high-protein eating. But then Kelly came clean. She's using a prescription medication prescribed by by her doctor for health concerns related to her blood sugar. Here's the specific part that matters. Kelly explicitly said it's not Ozempic. She won't name what it is, but insists it's a different medication that helps her metabolize sugar. Kelly told the story of her doctor, chasing her for 2 years, before she finally agreed to try something. Her thyroid issues made traditional changes difficult. What's refreshing is Kelly's completely dropped the shame around it. She said, "I'm doing what my doctor recommended, and I feel good." The transformation is obvious. Her face looks slimmer, and she's fitting into vintage jeans again.
It looks like Fat Joe is now Skinny Joe. The All the Way Up rapper confessed to using Ozempic after shedding 200 pounds in a recent interview with Us Weekly.
The emotional weight of number 5 actually makes me sad. Fat Joe, and the friend he couldn't save. The hip-hop legend peaked at 470 pounds. He's lost 200 pounds total and has been incredibly open about using Ozempic to help. But here's what drives him. His best friend Big Pun tragically lost his life to a heart attack at nearly 700 pounds. Joe saw the painful reality of that loss and refused to let that be his story. He jokes about Ozempic. Ozempic says you may only have 2 pieces of your favorite stuff, but behind the humor is a man who's terrified of leaving his kids the way Pun left his. Joe combines the medication with a low-carb diet. No bread, no pasta, no rice. The discipline is real. What's powerful is how Joe's used his platform to destigmatize medication use, especially in the hip-hop community, where admitting vulnerability is hard. He's told media, "I really want to be here for a long time. I really want to work out. I really want to be healthy." For fans who remember 90s Fat Joe, seeing him now is surreal. His face is sharp, his presence is leaner, but his authenticity hasn't changed. He's proving that for him, survival meant using every tool available. The dedication at number 5 is actually insane. Busta Rhymes and a complete lifestyle overhaul. The legendary rapper once weighed 340 pounds. He lost 100 pounds and now has a literal 8-pack showing in his Instagram posts. Busta's motivation came from a terrifying sleep apnea incident where his son found him struggling to breathe. Doctors discovered throat polyps blocking 90% of his airway. After emergency surgery, Busta committed to working out twice a day, hired a personal chef, and completely transformed his approach to health. What's remarkable is Busta did this naturally. No medication, no surgery beyond the necessary polyp removal, just pure discipline and determination. He's been vocal about outworking his bad habits and treating fitness like his career, with the same dedication and commitment. At 53 years old, Busta's in better shape than he was at 30. For hip-hop fans who grew up with his rapid-fire delivery on tracks, seeing him transform into a fitness model is proof that it's never too late to prioritize health. He literally saved his own life through sheer work ethic.
Well, the problem is we have so completely suppressed the marketplace in healthcare that none of us ever sees a real price for anything.
Patients of number 4 deserve serious respect. John Goodman, and the transformation that took 18 years. The beloved Roseanne and Big Lebowski actor peaked at nearly 400 pounds. He's lost 200 pounds total and has maintained it. John's journey started in 2007. That was the first domino. He told ABC News, "I just got tired, sick and tired of looking at myself. You're shaving in the mirror and you don't want to look at yourself." He adopted a Mediterranean diet, started boxing for cardio, and committed to daily walks. The change was slow, 100 pounds by 2010, another 100 by 2016. At 73 years old in 2026, John appeared at the Smurfs premiere looking almost unrecognizable. Face completely transformed, posture improved, moving with ease. Here's what fans might not know. John's been honest about his past struggles with consistency. He'd lose 60 pounds, then reward himself with old habits, gaining it all back. Breaking that cycle required breaking his relationship with alcohol first. Once he did, everything else followed. For fans who grew up with Dan Connor as the lovable sitcom dad, seeing John thriving at 73 is proof that slow, boring consistency beats every quick fix. 18 years of discipline, no Ozempic, no surgery, just a man who chose life. The glow up at number 3 has fans convinced she found the fountain of youth, Missy Elliott, and aging backwards. The hip-hop visionary who redefined music videos in the 90s has lost around 70 pounds while managing health issues. Missy revealed her secret was brutally simple. She cut out bread and soda completely. She told outlets that cutting bread was the hardest thing, but made the biggest difference. What's remarkable is Missy's transformation came from managing her health condition, not chasing an image. The change was about feeling better and having energy. Fans have been flooding her social media saying she looks younger now than she did in the early early 2000s. Her skin glows, her energy radiates, and she's rocking high fashion looks with confidence. For hip-hop fans who remember her in the inflatable suit in the Rain video, seeing Missy now is like watching someone age in reverse. She's proof that when you're managing health conditions properly and treating your physical form right, the external transformation just becomes a bonus. The real win is feeling good from the inside out. The longevity of number 2 is absolutely legendary. Al Roker, and the most sustained transformation on this entire list. The Today Show weatherman lost 100 pounds after gastric bypass surgery back in 2002. That was 23 years ago, and he's maintained it perfectly ever since. Al's daily routine hasn't wavered. 10,000 steps minimum, 10 minutes weight training, 20 minutes treadmill, 30 to 45-minute walks in Central Park when weather allows. His mantra is simple. Something is better than nothing. Even when he doesn't feel like exercising, he does something, anything. Al still weighs himself daily, not obsessively, but as an accountability check. He believes moderation beats deprivation, still enjoys ribeye with creamed spinach and apple crisp weekly. At 71 years old, Al's still doing 10,000 steps, still hosting, still thriving. For viewers who've watched him on Today for 3 decades, Al represents the gold standard of sustainable change. No yo-yo, no rebounds. Just 23 years of consistent discipline. That's the real miracle. Here's what nobody's really talking about. Out of these 21 transformations, at least many involved medication assistance in some form. Some were honest about it, others danced around it, but the truth is undeniable. We're watching a fundamental shift in how Hollywood approaches health. The era of "I just ate less and moved more" is ending. The era of intervention being normalized is here. But here's where it gets complicated. People are watching. Insurance companies are being flooded with requests. Regular people who don't have celebrity budgets are feeling pressure to find these interventions. Sources report that prescriptions for GLP-1 medications have jumped over 300% in the last 2 years. That's not just celebrities. That's everyday people feeling like they need to keep up. Therapists are reporting increased consultations about appearance pressure. It's important to consider how this affects everyone. When John Goodman takes 18 years to change his life through discipline, that's inspiring. When Billy Gardell gets surgery and is honest about it being just the beginning, that's real. When Kelly Clarkson admits she's using medication prescribed for actual health issues, that's transparency. But when the message becomes, "This is the only way," or when transformation becomes an expectation rather than a choice, that's when we've crossed into complicated territory. These aren't just before and after photos. They're human beings navigating health, pressure, aging, and change in an industry that's always watching. Some stories inspire, some spark concern. All of them matter because they show the complexity of transformation in 2026, where intervention and effort can coexist, where honesty beats secrecy, and where your health journey is yours alone. The real question isn't who lost the most or who did it right, it's whether we can celebrate health changes without making them requirements. If these transformations got you thinking about Hollywood's changing standards and what it means for all of us, subscribe so you never miss the truth behind the headlines.